Alright everyone, so we've got some new information for Raid Shadow Legends, and let's just go ahead and start off with the topic that everybody wants to know more about. A lot of people have been discussing this because obviously the announcement of the 3 versus 3 Tag Team Arena has got a lot of people asking this question, and that is, what is going on with this thing right here, the Void Tower? Was it skipped, delayed, canceled? What is the news with that? And I actually do have a bit of information to share with you guys about the Void Tower and kind of what's going on in Raid Shadow Legends. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual roadmap here, because this was the original outline for the planned update for Raid Shadow Legends. So if we take a look at this right here, I actually went through as well and just kind of marked down the content that we've already actually gotten, which is marked with the C. And then, of course, we've got the question mark for the Void Tower, because what we actually know that is confirmed to be the next update is the Tag Team 3 versus 3 Arena, which has the N, because that's the next update. So the answer to the question going around right now, was it delayed, skipped, or canceled outright? It's just been skipped. I can actually say that the Void Tower is indeed being worked on, but it is not going to be the next content release for the game. In fact, I actually had a little bit more concrete information to share with you guys, but unfortunately the Diamond actually asked me not to say anything concrete because, of course, you know, if something comes out and the Diamond says, you know, this is going on with the Void Tower, and then plans change, which unfortunately they have quite a bit with Raid Shadow Legends, then, you know, it becomes a whole mess. But it is being worked on. It has not been canceled or anything like that, but it will unfortunately not be the next content release for the game. We've got the 3 versus 3 Tag Team Arena confirmed to be for 1.16. I know in the video that I talked about with the actual announcement, a couple of people were wondering, is this actually confirmed to be for the next content release, or is this just something that's entering beta testing and we're actually going to be getting something else for the next major patch? And it is indeed confirmed to be for the 1.16 update. So I have a few screenshots here that I am allowed to share with you guys. Unfortunately, the ones that had a bit more concrete information about the Void Tower, the Diamond asked me not to share them with you guys. But these ones here are about what's kind of going on in-game right now related to 3v3, the Tag Team Arena, and also, very importantly, the Battle Pass. This is also another major discussion that is going around, is we did actually get some information that unfortunately, yet again, the Battle Pass is not going to be released for 1.16, and that has been confirmed multiple times now. So let me go ahead and share with you guys the actual screenshots here. So Void Tower in 1.16, Arena 3x3 will be coming in the next patch. Void Tower Battle Pass Season 2 are not coming in it. And of course, when this was actually announced by the Diamonds, a lot of people wanted to get the super duper confirmation here, because obviously this is pretty big news considering that the Battle Pass has unfortunately been delayed before. The Battle Pass was actually originally slated to be released with the 1.15 patch about a month or so after the release of Battle Pass Season 1, but unfortunately that also did not happen. So just another screenshot here. Battle Pass Season 2 isn't coming with 1.16. You're right, it isn't coming in the patch. And once again here, if it's one patch a month, can we expect the next one in about 2 weeks? Will the Battle Pass come with this one? Do you know something? I hope for these 2 weeks, but it can be postponed a bit as the public testing will start in early June. Battle Pass Season 2 is not coming with that patch. 100%. So now we know a bit more concrete information about the actual Battle Pass. It's not coming with 1.16. 3 versus 3 Tag Team Arena is coming with 1.16. And unfortunately, the highly requested feature that I, as well as many other people, have been wondering about for such a long time, the Void Tower, is currently not next up on the roadmap, and the Tag Team Arena has done the switcheroo with the Void Tower. Now, I will say that this roadmap, it's really difficult to take this too seriously at this point, because unfortunately, those of you guys that don't know, the original Raid Shadow Legends roadmap, this was supposed to be planned content for 2019. Then they changed it to, a rough guideline for the first quarter of 2020. Now I don't even know what it is at this point anymore. It really is to be taken with a grain of salt, pun intended, of course. Nothing super serious. It just gives us the very roughest idea of some of the stuff to expect in the future of the game. But obviously now we know that the order is definitely not set in stone, far from it. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is actually an upcoming summoning event that we have going on, and this one definitely deserves a little bit of explanation behind it because it's a bit tricky. So this is posted by the Diamond Tier. Guys, tomorrow we're planning to launch 10 times event to get several Night Revenant champions from Ancient, Sacred, and Void Shards. Very similar to a lot of the 10 times events that we have had, featuring very specific factions where certain champions, all a part of that same faction, are going to have the times 10 rate up. Of course, very importantly, for those of you guys that are new and still don't have this really kind of ingrained in the back of your head, is the 10 times rates do not increase the actual odds of pulling epics and legendaries. These odds will stay the exact same that they are right now. The only thing that they increase is your chances of pulling the rate up champions relative to all the other champions that you can pull. The times 2 events are the ones that the majority of the community generally saves up for. Those are definitely the ones that I would recommend most people save up for, and those are going to be the ones where your chances of actually getting an epic and legendary are going to be doubled compared to what they are right now. So, of course, there are always exceptions to this. I like to say, if you're a whale or if there are just very, very specific characters that you are looking for, and somehow one of the 10 times events has some of those characters that you are looking for, go for it. But that's not really going to be the majority of people. Most people probably don't have a majority of, all the champions in the game, so you're definitely going to get a lot more value for the times 2 events relative to the times 10 events. Now, this one in specific is definitely tricky, and there are a few very important things to take note of this. Let's take a look at the actual legendaries involved. So just like a lot of the 10 times events for very specific factions, they feature a combination of Void champions, both epics and legendaries, and then the non-Void regular affinity champions, also both epics and legendaries. So I marked everything down here so you can get a better idea. And for the Void legendaries, we've got Hegemon and Soulless, and that's actually really big for very specific player base. That's the whales, the arena PvP whales. Hegemon is huge for PvP. That's kind of what he is. He's not really going to be super insane in other aspects of the game, but he is very meta for PvP. And if you actually go to, a lot of the top teams, you will see that a lot of the top teams actually do use Hegemon because he has that guaranteed chance of going first, which is insane, especially considering the fact that he also has that skill that is going to have a chance of putting other skills on cooldown as well. So, this ability in particular, his passive, is just absolutely ridiculous for Arena. So Arena Whales will definitely be going for him, but if you're not an Arena Whale, you don't really need to worry about that too much. So he's really kind of the main highlight for the Void Shards in particular. You've also got Soulless, Whisper, and Faceless. But, the reason why people pull on these 10 times events is not for, average or even slightly above average champions. You're going to get those from doing your regular pulls normally during times 2 events. People really want to pull on these events where there's like a super noteworthy champion, and out of the Voids, Hegemon's going to be that champion. Now, we also have one for the non-Void champions, and in that list, that's going to be Miscreated Monster. Now, Miscreated Monster is, I like to think of him in a sense of kind of like Madame Cerise and how I regard him as being an epic that I really do think of as being legendary quality. He is just that good. He is insane. HP-based champion, incredibly tanky, super good for Spider. His second ability here is absolutely crazy. Not only is it going to do a lot of damage on an AoE that has a chance of placing a stun, but you're also going to place a gigantic shield on your entire team as well. So very crazy skill. This champion, if built properly, is an absolute beast. Definitely legendary quality, even though he is considered an epic. Now, with that being said, though, is it really going to be worth pulling on this event, not getting an increased rate to your shards just to go for him? Probably not. I would say most people still want to end up saving for the regular ×2 events. It's important to note that, there's just so many champions in the actual champion pool that even though he is rate up on this particular banner, you are still going to have a very low chance of actually getting him, even if you pull, hundreds and hundreds of shards. You have to get super, super lucky. So, the funny thing about this is, if this was a Madame Cerise rate up, I think that's the only time now I've been thinking about this. A lot of people ask me the question, is there ever really going to be a ×10 event that you really recommend people pull on? And the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head right now that I would really have to consider actually saying pull is, and I'm talking about for the vast majority of people, not for people looking for particular epics. I mean, a good chance to pull your shards would be Madame Cerise. And the difference between, this one right here with Miscreated Monster and Madame Cerise is that Madame Cerise is a Void Epic, and there are a lot less Void Epics in the Champion pool. So because you have a lot less Void Epics in the Champion pool, the ×10 rate actually has a much bigger impact. So, if you pulled, for example, 50 to 100 Void Shards, which is still a lot, on a Madame Cerise rate up, because there's a lot less Void Epics that you're competing against, you'd actually have a much higher chance of getting her compared to the Miscreated Monster one that we have right now, because he's part of the non-Void regular affinity pool, which obviously has way, way more epics that you are in competition with. So, very important note, still, if you want to pull a couple shards, go for it. You never know if you're going to be the chosen one, but unless you're a whale, vast majority of you guys, I would still save your shards for the double rates. So, wanted to kind of end off the video on that note right there, and that's going to be it for today. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed these news announcements and info, and with that all being said, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. Feel free to leave a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine. And more Raid, Shadow Legends videos, guides, tutorials, all that fun stuff should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check it out. But if not, until next time, take care, everyone. And this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.